cycles it back behind for Kerfoot. Marner can't get to it. Tavares will. Got it freed up for Marner. Was time and space. Pass on the left wing for Riley in front of the goal. And the net.
It's a goal.
Well, how can this be a goal? The net is about 2 feet off of its mooring.
I think they're going to say that if Boston forced the net off, it'll count. Now the big huddle. But the official continued to point to the net after it had gone in.
I thought he was pointing for a penalty, but
arm never went up, and that's why the discussion is now. But I'm with you. I think it was off before. Now they figure as long as the dislodged net does not allow a goal that... Well, they're going to call it a good goal. As long as they felt that it doesn't allow a goal that would not have counted if the net had been on. I mean, this is... Boy, this is close, though. But Patrice Bergeron pushed Tavares into the net. So it's funny how you got to delay a game at one end. When Jake Muzzin takes the net off, leads to the first Boston goal. At least don't have to go through the formalities of a power play to have it evened up at the other end.
Well, this goal is going to be credited to Mitch Marner. But, I mean, the net was completely off.
Yeah, but if you see from the overhead, it would have counted had the net stayed on.
I suppose.
And
but I haven't seen the puck go in the net yet, Jim.
No.
Maybe
that might be the most important part.
Yeah.
Does the puck cross the goal line? And it's funny because, it hits a skate. It hits Bergeron's skate. But where was the skate?
This isn't over yet. I think we better hold on.
Now, you do have to understand, if you don't get a good angle of it, it's a goal, because that was the call on the ice. And I do believe, Bonesy, that if it's no goal, Bergeron's going to get, whether it's an interference penalty or delay a game penalty like Muzzin got earlier.
All of this at 12:21.
Now we're getting a different look at it here. An angle from the slot. It went off the stick. It actually goes off Tavares' stick, does it not? And then, you see it over the goal line. I think it goes off the stick of Tavares. Wow.
And it's off Bergeron's skate. He's definitely inside the net. Well, the net isn't there anymore.
Now we get the overhead again.
This is
to try to look.
Oh, you can't see.
You can't tell because
Bergeron. The overhead is completely useless.
So, from what I can tell, unless there's an angle that we have yet to see, this will be a good goal because I haven't seen anything that has proven it didn't go in. Now,
and I got to admit, I have never seen a goal scored with the net that dislodged.
Yeah, that might be a record by how much. This is like street hockey rules, eh? Do what you want, but don't touch the nets.
No, don't touch the nets.
And we got, all right, here we got a fourth angle now. I don't think this is going to help.
No,
this is in the middle of 17 other guys in front.
Oh, you can see the puck sliding there, but you can't.
There's another one.
You'd have to zoom in there. Well, the referee had a great look at it.
Yeah,
he must have seen the puck over the line.
And like we said, that was the call on the. Now we've got the net cam. Oh, didn't we go to this one earlier?
Yeah. Oh, look at that! It's at least a millimeter.
You know what? That could have saved us a lot of time.
Where was the guy with that camera?
Well, while we're waiting, going back to a great story Tyler Williams told from Weyburn, Saskatchewan. He said they had a local player that played in the NHL, who was sort of a fringe player. But whenever somebody local would play against St. Louis, people in Weyburn used to drive to the top of the hill outside of town and pick up KMOX, which was the radio station.
100,000 watt radio station. Yeah.
And be able to listen to the games.
Yep. In Sudbury,
try to explain that now to a kid watching games on his iPad.
No. And I used to have a transistor radio, and we could get WOWO in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and it was 100,000 watts. And one of the great things they had as a child is the computerized heavyweight boxing championship of the world from John L. Sullivan and James J. Corbett and the Boilermaker Jim Jeffries
but it's funny
to Cassius Clay.
To thinking that that was actually computerized
Yes,
back then.
yeah.
And I'm not
Can you
being smart.
imagine,
I'm
you
not
imagine
being
how
smart.
big that computer was?
Yeah.
And Don Dumphy did
Yes.
the recreation of the fight. And
How great is
it
that?
was a tournament that went, and it turned out, now this is back in the 60s when Cassius Clay was still Cassius Clay.
We
Now
got a
we're going
call
to get
here.
the announcement.
After a video review, the call on the ice has been confirmed. The goal legally entered the net.
All right, and that was thanks. Now we've seen a blown-up view of the overhead, but it was really the net cam, wasn't it, Joe, that we finally got the view that
I believe.
even though the net
Yep.
was knocked off.
And one of the longest reviews we've had, too.
Even in baseball, I wonder how few angles there are of second base, whether the guy was
Touched.
tagged out
Yep.
or was touched. Around the net, at least you have 3 or 4 different camera angles, especially on a Saturday night.